Order at 6 o'clock. All right, we have a quorum, and Rusty, would you say our prayer?
Father, we come to thee tonight asking for your blessings and your guidance and the decisions that we make for our school district here tonight, and we pray that you would help us to always remember those that are less fortunate, that we can help them out in their time of need. And pray that you protect our kids and all those traveling back and forth from school trips, and keep them safe in their travels, and keep our schools safe. And these things we ask in Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I
Pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, let's start this evening with our guest and Mrs. McCallum.
I brought with me this evening 3 of our first graders. This month, Miss Hanson was recognized as or for December, for the ST Teacher of the Month. And ST Math is sponsored by Phillips 66. It's an online program. These students collectively in first grade have completed 41,000 puzzles. And you have to solve the puzzle to move forward. So that's successful completion. And I want to recognize 3 of our top puzzle solvers in first grade. So when I call your name, come up to the stage, okay? Recklin Lazo, he had 2,030. Everett Anderson had 2,020. You can come sit. Yeah, there you go. Ava Lovelady had 1,966. And we're super, super proud of them and their hard work, and Miss Hanson.
Good job.
Can we get the pictures? Okay, got it. Good job.
Good job, guys.
Good job. Do you have any others? All right, Mrs. Carr, do you have any guests?
Yes, so if you're from the junior high, can you come up to the front? So I brought the kiddos that we had from the first semester that had perfect attendance. We had 12 total kids at the junior high have perfect attendance for the first semester, which is a pretty good accomplishment. We're proud of that. So we have Rosie Watson, he's an 8th grader, and Abel Harston, he's a 7th grader, and Grayson Reese, he's a 7th grader, and Abby Holman, she's a 6th grader, and Cammie Lee, who's a 6th grader, and Brindley Connor, who's a 7th grader.
Good job, yeah.
It's my turn.
Mr. Jones,
Sorry, I don't have anybody tonight.
how about you go to sleep?
Yes, sir. Every school board does it a little bit different, so I missed the bullet initially, but get a chance to brag on an individual. So Braden Carr can stand there just so the board can see him, and then as he'll come up to the front for the picture after his GPA is near the top. I believe he's sitting 3rd overall for the senior class. He's a captain of the football team, which unfortunately goes to someone that throws the best parties or partakes in a lot of cases. In this case, I believe it was voted on for Braden because of the respect they have for him. In fact, he was the leading vote getter. Getting your playing time, did amazing. Just went, earned a starting job, earned a starting job at multiple spots. Was a constant in our weekly team awards when it came to the We Not Me. His name always came up with that. Someone who would put the team first. had amazing attendance and work ethic in summer workouts. And here's the reality. The last 3 years, Sanford Fritch, we are 2-28. The last 30 football games, we are 2-28. We have one Braden Carr. He is extremely unselfish and dedicated. When we flip and we have 20 Braden Carrs, you're going to see that record flip as well. And he was awarded by the Texas High School Coaches Association academic, second team academic All-State. So congratulations.
All right. On our open forum, we have Mrs. Booth. Would like to.
Okay. Yeah, you want to take it up? I'm going to come down here so that I'm not on the board for a minute. Yeah, I only have 3 minutes. I'll have to talk really fast. He won't let me
Thank
go.
y'all for coming. Thank y'all.
I don't want to step on the admin's toes, and I'm sure eventually they will get these kids in front of y'all. But as we all know, with the snow that came in, we still had the Hutchinson County Livestock Show. And we had a lot of Fritch kids and Fritch parents that, even though there was no school, border net here, they still had their animals at the dome. They had them come in on Wednesday night, and they had to go up and stay all day Thursday with them, get them ready to show. And they showed Friday, and they killed it. The Fritch kids did such a great job. So I want to just real quick, fast, so that I don't go over my 3 minutes. The kids that did so well, they're going to be down south in February, going to San Antonio, Fort Worth, San Angelo, and then in March they'll be in Houston. And so I just want to recognize them real quick so that if you see them, y'all can tell them great job. It was tough on the parents, tough on the kids, tough on the animals with the weather and everything. The judges were late. Was supposed to start about, I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning. We didn't get started until almost noon. So these kids always, I can get on my soapbox and do ag kids, be above and beyond, but they were great. So because we do not have FFA in Fritch, which is something I would love to see us change, but especially with the CTE with state, but I won't get into that either. I just want to tell you these kids, I'm going to do, I'll tell you what they are, but we had 59 kids show and sell. There was, I think there's 17 that were from Fritch. So Hallie White did Grand Champion Heifer. She was a senior here in Fritch, and she also got Breed Champ. She's shown heifers and cattle for as long as I can remember. She did a great job. Rylan Ott, she's a middle schooler. She got Grand Champion Swine with her breed cross. She also got her breed York. She got 2 breeds. And that little girl can show. She's great. I've seen her in Jackpot. She's going down south. She cried when the judge picked her. She's such a good little shower. So then Connor White, he actually got to sell 2 animals. He got Grand Champion Goat and Reserve Champion Goat, and he also got Senior Showmanship. So that was excellent on him. Cooper Booth got Reserve Champion Burke, and he also got Junior Showmanship on swine. And Junior is from, you can show when you're 9 years old and you're in 3rd grade. And so from there until you're, I want to say, Rylan was showing against him on that. So I think it's up to 8th grade is junior showmanship. Then you get into your high school, that's senior showmanship. Then after everybody shows all their animals, they let the peewees come in, which is anybody from 2 to 8. And it was mass chaos because they can come in with their parents and it doesn't matter, they're little. Of course, my group always shows. And so you go and you get your siblings or your cousins or whoever's animal and you show.
There was tons of Fritch little kids. Rogers, all the little Walkers, the little Booths, all them little kids are in there running around. Of course, my grandson, Ted Booth, got Pee Wee championship, showmanship, and he has been showing a little bit. He's in second grade, so he'll get to show next year. So he's kind of got to step up on them. Lacey Walker got a first, and she got reserve Duroc. Octavia Booth got a first with a Duroc. Bristol Paris got a first place, I don't remember the breed, but it was a swine. Tatum McWilliams, Alex's nephew, he did really well. He got a second place. Zachary Rogers, first time ever showing. They did 4-H, and he wasn't real sure. It's changes so much from when I showed, when my kids showed. So some of the seniors stepped up and kind of helped Zachary. He didn't know that they had to, shave their pig or trim things, so they stepped up. He got a second. Kyla Tyree got a second place lamb. Ridge Brock got a third place swine. Tylee Tucker got a third place swine. Benson Walker got a fourth place swine, and he got more money than all the people in front of him just about, because he stood up there and he smiled, and if you know Benson, that smile, he did so good. And then Maya, help me with the last name, Angelica's. Hartrep. I messed that up. Anyway, Maya was a fifth place goat, and she got junior showmanship on the goat, and so she did really well too. But I just, just reiterate, we've got a lot of kids that are very, very dedicated. This is a lot of time, very high money, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time. It's great family activity, and I think if some way we could see, to get FFA started here, even though 4-H is fine, that's what I did, but I think we would have even more kids do well. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Try to negotiate
All right. Let's move on to public forum for the 23-24 taker report. This is Searles.
Yes. All right, so every year we have to go over our star performance for the board, and they finally just got this released. And what I've done is just put the data in, just with PowerPoint that the state sends out, but I've just kind of picked out some highlights that I thought would be just important that I felt that you guys might be interested in. Felix, if you'll skip to slide 12, slides 12 through 15. Talk about star performance in grades 3 through 8 reading at the approaches and meets levels. And for the most part, we're right on track with the state in those grades. These templates that they send us don't really show you comparatively where we're at. They just show you where we're at only. But I pulled up the data comparing the region and the district. And we're right on track. We've had some slight decreases in reading, but for the most part, we're right where we should, or right compared to where the state's at. Grades 4 and grade 6, though, both increased in both meets and approaches levels, so they had some gains there. Slide 16 and 17 is where it talks about English 1 and 2. And they are slightly higher than the state, actually, both English 1 and 2, where we're falling. English 1 had some increases in approaches and meets levels, whereas English 2 had some slight decreases in those areas as well. On slide 18 is where we start talking about math. We know in grades 3 through 8, we fall a little bit lower, and even Algebra 1 we fall lower than the state, and that's one thing we're hoping when we change the curriculum, especially for grades 3 through 5, or actually K through 5, the math curriculum helps us meet some of those increases we need to. But with that being said, grades 4, 7, and Algebra 1 all had increases from the previous years, last year, in our approaches and meets level. So that was a positive that we actually are seeing some gains in some of those, but we want to have bigger gains to get us up where we need to be, closer to the state levels. Slide 24 is where we start talking about science. Grade 5, was above in the meets and approaches levels as far as science goes. Grade 8 was slightly below and had a little bit of a decrease from the previous year. The state had changed the science TEKS, and so we also adopted a new science curriculum this year, so we're hoping that that helps make up those decreases that we had with the new curriculum matching the new TEKS. They weren't big decreases. Our science numbers are always really strong, so I'm not worried about those. Biology, we're right on track still with our state numbers. We did have some slight decreases in biology previously, but nothing really to be too concerned about. Social studies starts on slide 28. We're actually above state in both meets and approaches. We did have a little bit of a decrease in our social studies, but we are still above the state numbers in social studies. U.S. history is on slide 30. We're up above the state. We stayed steady, had no loss or gain, so we were basically right at the numbers we have been at U.S. history. I think we only had one student not pass U.S. history star last year. We're always pretty proud of that subject. If you move to slide 32, this is the approaches levels in all subjects, all grades across the whole school district. We had a slight decrease in all of those, but we actually trended with the state and the region. So some, changing up the accountability systems, TEKS, we're staying right with the state. So I don't like the fact that we're, having some slight decreases, but at least we're not falling below where everybody else is at. On slide 34 through 41, it talks about the approaches levels. In ELA and reading, we're actually slightly above the state, but right on track with the region. So we're above the state levels in ELA and reading, but our biggest concern we know is math, which we're below region and state in math. So hopefully with the new curriculum we'll fix that. One thing I want to point out, on slide 42, this is where we look at academic growth. Academic growth is where we can start really getting some bigger points in our accountability system. And in 4th grade, reading and math, they take their first star in 3rd grade, and so the 22-23 4th graders actually had 14 percentage points growth in reading and 13 percentage points growth in math. So we are getting those growth points that we want to see. One other that I want to point out on slide 44, 6th grade growth. In our reading, in 6th grade growth, last year we had a 44% growth in 6th grade reading, which was a huge number, which that's awesome. Math went down 11%, but that 44%, I was just shocked by that number. It was really, really good. All the other grades pretty much stayed right on track where they were at. Let's see, the next thing I want to, slide 51 starts talking about attendance. I know our principals have really been pushing. Last year they pushed a lot about attendance, and our attendance rates actually went up 1.4%. We have a higher average of student attendance than the state average, and ours increased, which is really good. The other thing is our chronic absenteeism went down 17.7%. So those phone calls that they're making to parents, the letters they're sending home, they're actually, we're seeing some benefit from that. And so I think, that's been a really good positive thing. We know if kids are at school, then they're going to do better overall academically as well. Our annual dropout rate on slide 53, we're way below state and region as far as dropouts go. Our rates are just not, minimal. Graduation rate, we had a graduation rate of 96.2% compared to the state's average of 90.3%. So we're way above graduating our students. That's on slide 54. There's a lot of, they track graduation over like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, because they want to see if kids, who dropped out, or, see if they go on and get their GED, or if they, go on and, what they do beyond school. And so those next few slides can, follow those kids. Typically, we don't have a lot of kids, you know, they may try for their GED the first year after, but then they don't continue looking at that. And typically, it's our special ed population and our lower income students. They just seem to not continue on once. So if we need to try to get our kids graduated while they're here, so they're not struggling to find things to do after school. One thing I want to point out on slide 60, we really had pushed our CCMR, our college ready graduates. That was a number we were just struggling to figure out, why are we not getting this mark? Why are we not here? We pulled in Mindy Hampton. She's the CTE guru at Region 16. We pulled her in last year, and we really have done a lot of work with this. We couldn't figure out, why are we not getting above 30 or 40% college ready graduates? And our counselor, Amy, worked really hard on it with us last year, and we actually got our number up 80 to 85.7%. We went up 30 percentage points last year in that, and the state is only at a 76.3%, and so we went well and above that mark, and so that got us some huge CTE dollars we weren't even expecting, and so, which is a nice thing. We've got to spend some money on our CTE courses. Yeah, so we're excited about getting that money, and it's all from the hard work they put in to really try to push our kids for college, career, military ready. And the nice thing is we'll start getting some more credit for military, because the DOE's got a way we can submit military students now as well. Our ACT scores on slide 63, the numbers are going up. They're not where we want them to be yet, but we did raise our average score up to a 17.2 from a 16.7. Mr. Jones and Mrs. Jones at the high school have been working a lot on getting our students in college prep math and college prep reading, which really helps prepare kids to better understand how to take those ACT tests. And then we've looked at another thing we're going to start working on as well, but they're really doing a lot of things to help push our kids be more prepared for ACT, SAT, and so I can see those numbers rising as well over the next couple years or so. The rest of the report really talks about demographics, where we're at as far as teachers, students, you know, years of service, all of those things, and then the financial stuff that you guys have already seen about where we are rated for financial information. But really, that's about the report in a nutshell, and if you have specific questions you want answered, I can answer those too.
Any questions? All right. We're going to close the public forum and move on to new business. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to discuss on the consent agenda? If not, could I have a motion to approve it?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Have a motion by Rusty. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mike. All in favor? All in favor, none opposed, motion carries. All right, we're going to move on to our regular agenda and discuss just our election with the city of Fridge.
Yes, sir. This is just the resolution that we have to pass to have a joint election with the cities of Fritch and Sanford for the election in May.
Okay. Any questions? All right. I have a motion to approve the joint election.
I move to approve the resolution of joint election with the cities of Fritch and Sanford.
Motion by Doug. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Stacy. All in favor? All in favor, none opposed, motion carries. All right, let's start with Mrs. McCowan on our campus reports.
All right. We ended the first semester with a character program. We brought in Ned, and he does a great job with the yo-yos to keep the kids interested, and really talks about what it means to have great character, and they had a great time with that. He did a great job. We will start benchmarking the last week of January, and I believe the 31st is when our NWA window closes, so we'll have more data then too. We're still conducting drills. We had a walkthrough from two of the policeman and policewoman yesterday, and I have seen her working our school zone, and she's just very present in the mornings. I don't know if you guys have seen her. that had the opportunity to tell her how much we appreciate that, because just her presence over there has made our parking lot and drop off, it's just been a lot smoother. And today she actually showed up, her name's Jessica, and she had lunch with 4 of our 5th graders and encouraged them to work hard, bring their grades up, and then she promised to bring the motorcycle over so they could see it, and they were super pumped today. So she's really going to make an effort to come over and get to know the kids. They walked the building and showed them the playgrounds and the entrances and exits, and just appreciated their presence there. You know, our kids they're not afraid of the policemen. They want to hug them, and they know that they're there to protect them, and they love them in our building, and so do we. So we certainly appreciated that. We ended December with Christmas parties and Little Eagle rallies, and this Friday we have another ABC breakfast just to celebrate our students in Pender who are excelling and knowing their alphabet and sounds. And then on the next page we recognize tonight our first graders and Mrs. Hanson. She works super hard, and those kids are doing a great job and excelling in math. And then I just threw in some pictures. I didn't have much data, not until we do our benchmarking and close into VA. Well, I have some more to share, but I will next board meeting. We had a fun week of dress-up week at the elementary. The students loved it, the staff loved it. Mr. Brassville really loves it. He has an outfit for everything. But it was a great semester, and we're looking forward to the spring semester.
Good deal. All right, thank you. All right, let's get started.
All right. So, at the top there, I just have upcoming events at the junior high. Tomorrow and I guess Friday and Saturday, the kiddos that made all region band are going to be going to that. So we have a couple of 8th graders that are part of the high school band that made that are going to be practicing or going to that. And then we got junior high, just a lot of junior high basketball coming up. And then in mid-February we have the 7th grade junior high band are going to go do a solo and ensemble contest. Right before Christmas break, we had the Christmas band concert where all the bands performed. And we had Christmas lunch at the junior high. We do Christmas lunch instead of Thanksgiving lunch at the junior high. And we had probably close to 75 kids, families show up and eat lunch with their kiddos. So that was a lot. And then we've been working on our drills at the junior high. And to continue what Ms. McConnell was saying about the Fritch police officers, I think we've seen them at the junior high more in the last few weeks than I have seen them ever. So we appreciate that, because I know that it gives everybody a little peace of mind knowing that the cops are around a lot. So, and the kids like to see them too, but they're also like, what are they doing here? So the next page is just our kiddos that have won Student of the Month the last couple of months. The teachers and the staff vote on those, and when they win Student of the Month, we give them pizza and a Sonic drink for lunch that day. So those are those kiddos. The next page is just some pictures of the kiddos that have had perfect attendance. Those are the ones that had perfect attendance. It says second, they're supposed to be third 6 weeks. So those are the kiddos that had perfect attendance for right before Christmas break. So that's each grade. So we had quite a few from each grade, so that's good. The next page is just some pictures of the Christmas concert. The 6th grade band at the top, the 7th grade band in the middle, and then the high school band at the bottom, which we have 8th graders in the high school band. So that Christmas concert was really great. They did a great job. The next couple pages is just some data. This is some data from tests that were given in December from our English classes, and they all look really good. The top one is 6th grade. If you'll notice, there was 27% of kids that mastered, 50% of them that were at meets, 30% at approaches high, 11 at approaches low, and there was only 8% of the kiddos that did not meet. So that looks really good. We're happy about that. 7th and 8th grade look even better. We had 76% of the kiddos at masters, 16% of the kiddos at meets, and 7% at approaches high. And there were no kiddos that did not meet. So that looks really good. We're really happy about that. And then 8th grade looks just as good, 77% at masters, 17% at meets, and only 6% at approaches high, and none of them where it did not meet. So we're really happy with that test, how that looks, so.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Jones.
So the seniors, we've been working with them, getting them prepared, and we were very pleased right for the break that those that had not passed the TSI test, that had been in the College Bridge prep class for English and math, we now have all seniors taken care of. They have all completed the College Bridge class and they're college ready. And it wasn't easy. Some of them weren't real happy about it, but we had to get a little tough on them to participate and get it done. And they got it done. So very proud about that. It was a great kind of early Christmas present for the high school, having our seniors ready for that. Next slide, please. And then we talked about attendance. Attendance, we had 8 high school students had perfect attendance for the semester. They basically did not miss unless it was a school activity, they were at school. And so we had these names listed here. So I got our alignment there and everything else, but there's the sophomore group. I believe we had 2, and then we have 3 juniors, and then 2 seniors, I believe. Sorry, got our alignment on that. So, but we had 8 students overall that had perfect attendance for the semester. And then here we have for the 90% of our high school students receive credit for all their classes for the fall semester. Name-wise, and I just went ahead and went with the class. We had freshmen with A honor roll, we had 11 students. The AB honor roll with freshmen, we had 19. So that's over probably half our students are in that freshman group or in that range there. Sophomores, we had 14 straight A students, and then we had 36 AB again. Very high percentage, probably 90% of our kids in that sophomore group were in that range there. Our juniors, we had 7 on the honor roll, and then they had the AB, 16 of them, 23 out of, probably a little less than 50%, but again, a good percentage of those students. And then our senior group, we had 12 on the A honor roll, and then we had 19, so again, 50% or more of our kids are on that AB honor roll there, so I was very pleased with the grades that we had this fall semester.
Good deal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Sleeve.
From the UIL dead period forward, girls to pick up a game went on New Year's Eve day and got a big win at Dumas, so that was nice. When we came back from the break, not necessarily back to school, but boys basketball, girls basketball had a district game in Sunray, and great night for Fridge, got 2 wins with the varsity. January 7th, traveled to Spearman, and the second half of the girls' game and the first quarter of the guys' game is as good as I've seen a basketball at Fridge. The other quarters didn't fall so well, but those, we had a very nice stretch right there of that. You can see some of the other results. We had to bump a game when we called school to Saturday, and I think that was good for uniting the group, realizing how important communication is, being on the same page and getting that information out. And while there has been some struggles and not quite the results we want, I do think the resolve of the student athletes has been solid, and they've represented Fridge well that way.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to Mrs. Kirksey.
So the first one is just the graph. It shows you kind of how we are compared to the last 3 years. We're running about even kilter. And on the report, I was going to ask y'all, I don't know what y'all would like for me to talk about. And so if you have any suggestions on what you would like me to talk about, please let me know, because I'll definitely do it. I'm not one of those people that's going to give you a slide deck or give you all this paperwork and say, okay, now we're going to go line by line. Are y'all ready?
We
So,
appreciate it.
I don't want to read because I know y'all know how to read, so attendance it's a slight decrease, but we're still hanging steady right there with our numbers. Overall, we're doing good with our budget. Like I said, transportation, it's going to be over, probably be over till the end of the year. I think things have kind of slowed down. There's not been any crazy things that have happened, knock on fake wood. And then as far as like the activity accounts, the students are making money, spending money. They're looking good. And then I went ahead and put in the quarterly investment, which shows you where we are on our general fund out in Techstar and our bond. In the months that we've had it, we didn't get our bond until September. So from September to, well, October actually, October to December, we have accumulated $81,991.80 in interest. I will say that the interest overall rate is kind of starting to go down. When I kind of started doing this in September, October, September it was 5.13, and in December it's dropped to 4.5. There is a decrease in it, but we're still accumulating pretty good interest, especially in our bond. We're getting about $25,000 a month in our bond interest. Is there any other questions y'all have on the finances? And I did want to point out, I don't want to say I'm kind of like the principals, but I want to spotlight people in our district, because I know sometimes people are in thankless jobs. And first of all, thank y'all. It's School Board Appreciation Month in January, so thank y'all for what y'all do. Everybody appreciates y'all until they don't. And as you can see, you have people here and then you don't have people here, but thank y'all for what y'all do, because I do know that each one of y'all have a heart for our kids and y'all want to see the best things for them, from programs to education to facilities, and y'all do what y'all can to do that. But I would also like to spotlight our maintenance department. I'm writing to express my appreciation for the exceptional work that the maintenance department of Sanford Ridge ISD, the team's dedication in ensuring our facilities are safe, clean, and well-maintained is truly commendable. They never know what their day's gonna bring. This week it's been sewer, so I mean, who likes to play in that, especially in the cold? Their tireless efforts have not gone unnoticed, and they do routine repairs to large-scale projects. I know they're dealing with the film on the window, and it sounds like it's an easy thing, but it's not an easy thing, and they're having to learn it, watch videos, sand stuff down, because they definitely want to do a perfect job. Just halfway doing things is not something that they're okay with. If it's not met to their standards, then they're not gonna let it pass. So I do want to recognize the maintenance department, because they do have hard jobs. We sit in our heated offices and we can turn on our heaters or we can turn on our fans, and they just get to deal with the elements. So, but thank you all, and thank you to the maintenance department.
Thank you.
And I don't have a report, but I do want to read something really quick. I got a shout out from an employee that I want to just make sure y'all hear. Because like she said, a lot of people don't get noticed sometimes, but it says, "Good evening. I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Jones. This morning and this afternoon, he was out with a snow shovel cleaning the sidewalk himself. He's such a good example of servant leadership. We are definitely blessed by him," from Robin Line. And I got that late last night, and so I just want to make sure, he gets a shout out for, being a servant leader and doing it and showing, by actions, not just words, that he's going to lead the school. So
We might have some jobs for you later.
I'll back holds up.
All right, thank you. All right. Set the,
Skipping me.
pretty much. All right. Mr. Garrison, sorry.
No, I just want to start out by saying how much I appreciate everything y'all do for the district and for our staff and students. I feel like that y'all go above and beyond and always very supportive when it comes to doing things for the kids, and I truly appreciate it, and I know that our staff and kiddos do as well. I just wanted to kind of touch on Champs. They have started cleaning it out, and so they're working there on that. Then on our wall recognition, y'all had asked me about doing something to recognize our academic kiddos with UIL State and our BPA national qualifiers. We do have some boards ordered, and they look sharp, and so we'll get those put up when they get in and get those kiddos' names on that, and so they'll be up in the front foyer of the high school. And then next month, we have our TEA safety assessment. The representative will be here, and they'll be doing a vulnerability test assessment of all our campuses, and so that's the first part of February. He'll be here, and so I know our maintenance guys have been working hard to get the last minute things that he pointed out that we needed to fix, and so they've been working hard on that. And then midwinter is the end of the month, and so I'll be out a few days attending that. And so other than that, our numbers are good, our enrollment's staying steady. Our refined ADA looks good, and so I think things are going well.
Good deal. All right.
I just want to tell, y'all go back and tell everybody, we love the letters. I mean, just love them. They're so sweet. Thank you very much, and thank y'all for the notepads and the tea and all that, but really love the letters from the kids. Thank y'all.
Tell them we'll add some to the agenda for next month.
Yeah, there's a lot of requests.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do that in closed session.
Let's see what we do about the bank.
All right. How about the 12th of next month? Does that work for everybody?
I'm busy until June.
Work for me.
Christie? Yeah. Y'all all good with it? Next board meeting will be the 12th at 6 o'clock. All right. Ms. Kirksey, will you call us into closed session at 6:50 to discuss personnel to hear complaints against certain personnel or public officers, Texas Governmental Code 551.071, and also deliberating regarding candidates for the position of superintendent for the school of Sanford Ridge ISD. executive session at 7 o'clock. All right. We have no action on the closed session, but we do need to set a meeting, or a meeting up. What is good for y'all? The meeting will be to discuss personnel for interviewing superintendent.
Sometime between now and next quarter.
Between now and the 12th, yeah.
You do that birthday.
Did? What day is that?
Very good, 22nd.
You want to do a week before, or do you want to do the 29th?
When, the 29th, yeah,
It'll
we'll
be
be
gone.
gone. Mhm.
Okay, so you want to do it on the 5th? Or, okay,
Fifth,
the 5th,
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock. Anybody have anything else? Okay, I make a motion to adjourn at 7:02.
Second.
By Doug. All in favor? All in favor, none